instead of hauling a generator,
right.
I mean, I can just go to work. I mean, it's nice if I'm going to go grind against this. I mean, I can get closer.
Hey, what's up? Barnaby here. So you want to know more about the Metabo angle grinder? It is an 18-volt lithium-ion cordless grinder, and it comes with two 4-amp-hour batteries plus a charger that air cools the batteries, thereby increasing the efficiency of the charging process. Now, as far as what's happening with the tool itself, 8,000 RPMs, comes with 5 cutoff wheels, and has a swivel point back here for the battery. And we're going to find out what that gets you in life from Brian, who tested it mightily, and we want to know if you can just fill us in on 4 criteria. All right, that would be the performance, because it's cordless. We'd like to see how it compares maybe to a corded. And design, you know, it's got a lot of different features to it that we'd be interested to know whether you like or think are frivolous. Also, quality, is it going to end up just on a pile with all the other spent grinders in short order, or is it going to go the distance? And then lastly, would you recommend it to a friend? And so, let's talk about you, Mr. Paint all over your shirt. What do you do for a living?
Art is food. I make art so that I can eat.
Okay, that's good. So what sort of art do you bear down on?
Sets, props, movies, fabricating, metal, wood, anything. My last project was a 16-foot wind chime. And then what I also used this on was a jungle gym for a TV commercial.
Cool. All right, well, let's talk about how it worked. Let's go, jump off at the point of corded versus cordless. First experience with a 18-volt lithium-ion cordless?
Yes.
Yeah? How'd it do?
It was great. It was a surprise. It acted like a corded drill, or a corded grinder.
Yeah, so what sort of materials were you going through?
Metal, wood, screws, bolts, concrete, little everything.
How thick a metal?
1/4 inch. Didn't choke up at all. I mean, honestly, it acted better than some of my corded grinders.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, and when you brought it in, it had a different wheel on it. You said you were doing, what, some concrete?
Yep, whipped through that like butter. I mean, it was, doing steel, battery probably last 20, 30 minutes. And on concrete, I bet you'd go good 40 minutes.
Really, just continuous?
Oh, it went through it without even taking a breath.
Okay, well, let's jump over to design then. I got a couple of questions for you. First of all, it comes with thermal overload protection. And so in the course of just doing those 20 minutes of straight cuts on the steel, did it ever stop for its own sake just to rest?
No, it wanted to keep going.
Yeah.
And I was not being gentle with it. I mean, I was probably, because I was testing, I was actually probably being harder on it than I normally would. And it had no problem. I mean, it ran out of battery, and then, I grabbed another one and kept going.
Okay, so the charge time, it kind of dovetails as this one goes, then this one charges, then this dies, this one comes back?
Yeah, and because like you said, for the air-cooled, this thing was not burning like I expected either.
Yeah.
I mean, it felt a little warmer than this.
Right.
But that's because it was 90 degrees out and I was sweating like a pig. But
right, that could happen.
No, I mean, I put it right on, and I just kept going, just kept working.
Yeah, okay, and it's got a little indicator right there. Is that a big convenience, or is it a gimmick?
I like it, because, there's those times when, I've never done it, but you grab a battery and you put it on and you fire it up, and you go back and you grab one that's charged.
Yeah, I tell you what.
So it's kind of nice just to have it there and boop.
Yeah.
It's working.
Okay, since you got the battery in your hand, strap it on there, and let's talk about a couple things. First of all, what kind of start does it have?
It's got a soft start.
Yeah.
Can I
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So it's nice when I was 16 feet in the air on a little tiny ladder in the middle of a field.
Right.
When I turned it on, I didn't get thrown off the ladder. I mean, it was really nice.
Yeah, and I read somewhere about the swivel function, right?
Yep. It's nice if I'm going to go grind against this. I can get closer. So
yeah, changes the profile, right?
Exactly.
Okay,
and then,
pop the battery off for a sec. Only because I've seen them go off. Okay, so take me through the what's going on up at the head here.
It's got a guard that swivels without a tool, which is really nice, because on most of my grinders, I actually take these off because I just can't deal with, trying to get a tool to adjust it. So now it's as easy as like that, and now I'm not getting sparks thrown at my shirt. But, and these are expensive. Handle goes both sides.
What about changing out the wheels?
Rotate. Pardon me?
Changing out the wheels?
Easy, just like any other grinder. You just got a dead start.
That's cool.
Off.
All right, and this little guy right here, what's that?
I think it's actually what's really nice, because doing a lot of metal work, there's a lot of really fine dust, and this actually protects the motor from superfine dust, which is probably a great thing. I mean, that's why I think this thing will last too, is because of that.
Yeah, that's what we're going to jump into now, is the quality. I mean, just by the sound of it and the experience you've had, I guess those are the two things that you can kind of use it only for a little while, but project forward. What's your thought on this? Is it going to go?
No, I think it's going to last. I mean, I go through these. I mean, I go through corded ones,
right?
Like every 6 to 8 months. I mean, I'm really hard on them,
Yeah.
and this feels honestly more solid than a lot of other corded ones that I've purchased.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that this thing, and I really think it'll last.
Okay. Well, let's talk then about the value proposition for the amount that it costs and all that it brings to the party. Do you think this is the one to buy, or do you say, you know, I could probably get by with a corded one, less expensive? I don't know. What do you say?
For the job at hand, I would go out and buy this, because when I was 16 feet in the air, I didn't have cables wrapping around me. I mean, that took a lot off my mind, and there's a lot of other times when I've got to go do, you know, some weird grinding in weird places, and instead of hauling a generator and plugging it in, or trying to find, you know, running cable, you know, taking 20 minutes just to get power. I mean, I can just go to work.
Yeah.
So I mean, so for quick jobs like that, this thing is invaluable, I believe.
Cool. All right. Well, tell you what, he's used the tool and you haven't. That's why you're watching the video, to try to get some sense as to which tool is right for you. So we do that via real stats from real people, hopefully to make your decision a little bit easier.